My mother-in-law secretly canceled my $15,000 wedding catering 1 week before my wedding just so she could force us to hire her best friend's cheap taco truck. My husband and I had spent 2 entire years saving up for our dream wedding at a beautiful vineyard. We hired an award-winning Italian catering company and already paid them in full. My mother-in-law hated this because she wanted to control every single aspect of our wedding. She constantly complained that we were wasting money and told everyone she could have done it better. Her best friend Susan owned a struggling food truck that had terrible reviews online. My mother-in-law demanded we hire Susan to support her business, but I politely refused. I thought that was the end of it. But last Monday, I got an automated email from the Italian catering company confirming that my cancellation request had been processed and a partial refund was being mailed to my mother-in-law's home address. My blood ran completely cold. I called the caterer immediately, and they told me a woman claiming to be the bride called and canceled the entire order, citing a sudden family emergency. They said the woman answered all my security questions perfectly. I realized my mother-in-law had stolen the wedding binder from my kitchen counter, which had all my vendor contracts and passwords inside. I didn't call my husband, and I didn't scream at her. I went into total survival mode. I called the caterer back, explained the fraud, and begged them to reinstate the order. Thankfully, they had a cancellation window and agreed to show up as originally planned, but I wasn't going to let my mother-in-law get away with this. I knew she had already hired Susan's food truck to show up at the venue and save the day when the Italian food mysteriously didn't arrive. So I called the county health department. I anonymously reported Susan's food truck for operating without a valid commercial permit and storing raw meat at dangerous temperatures. On the day of my wedding, everything was perfect. We had our beautiful ceremony and everyone moved to the reception tent. Right on cue, Susan's dirty food truck rolled up to the venue driveway. My mother-in-law stood up grabbing the microphone from the DJ. She put on a fake crying voice and announced to all 150 guests that my caterer had horribly bailed on us, but she heroically stepped in to provide food so the wedding wasn't ruined. Everyone started clapping for her. She looked at me with the most evil, smug smile I have ever seen. But before anyone could walk over to the truck, 2 county health inspector vehicles pulled up with their lights flashing. They walked right up to Susan and shut her entire operation down on the spot for health code violations. My mother-in-law started screaming at the inspectors in front of the entire family. While she was throwing her massive tantrum, the double doors to the vineyard kitchen swung open. A team of professional waiters walked out carrying trays of the most beautiful Italian food you have ever seen. The guests were completely confused. I calmly walked up to the DJ booth, took the microphone, and thanked the Italian caterers for ignoring the fraudulent cancellation call my mother-in-law made last week. I even held up the printed email receipt for everyone to see. The silence in the room was absolute. My husband looked at his mother in complete disgust and told her to pack her things and leave immediately. She tried to cry and play the victim, but not a single person defended her. She was escorted off the property by security. My husband and I went completely no contact with her the next morning. I heard she is now being sued by Susan for the cost of the wasted food, and she is entirely isolated from the rest of her family.